Welcome to the Drive Trail series by Trail Hero.
There are many different ways to get through this next obstacle, but we are going to learn how to crawl Horsepower Hill. We have decided to expand your perspective and include picture-in-picture experience. With this, you can see drivers pulling cutting brakes, shifting, and other in-cab intricacies. Notice how far to the left the driver is set up on the rock. At this point, the transition from sand to rock is subtle, which allows the tires to climb easier. The driver goes into front dig to angle the vehicle to cross up on the rock. Crossing up is when you angle your vehicle to climb so that each tire climbs at a separate time rather than hitting it straight on, where both front and or rear tires climb at the same time. Once you cross up on the rock, you'll want to keep your tire from touching the wall until both rear tires start to climb. If you hit the rock wall in front, it will straighten out the vehicle and you will fall off your line. See how the tire is still on the wall, and instead of the vehicle climbing, the rear is just shifting to the passenger side. The wall is impeding forward progress. Turning back to the driver's side will force the passenger side rear into the rock more. But you can see there isn't much room in the front for the front tires to do this. The rear has started to climb and the driver must quickly turn back to the passenger side to avoid hitting the rock wall. This is a little tippy here. Best to suck down your front winch that is connected to your front axle to keep the body roll from tipping you over. You can see the driver hold the left rear cutting brake. Ideally, the rear locker is off, which will force the front to climb the wall on the driver's side. There are 4 lines through this obstacle. Up the sandhill, which is actually a bypass, up the middle, which is a level 14 obstacle, up the left of the crack, which is a level 13 obstacle, and then what we show you, which is the actual route and is consistent with the difficulty rating of this trail. Now here is Woody from rockcrawler.com trying the same obstacle from a different entry point. You'll notice that the sand to rock transition is much larger, impeding his climb. Woody has a rear selectable locker and cutting brakes, no rear steer and no front dig. In the picture-in-picture, you'll see the front tire touching the rock wall. You'll also notice that both rear tires are trying to climb a tall transition. Woody is hitting the obstacle straight on. Now Woody is trying to cross up on the obstacle by disengaging the rear and holding the right rear cutting brake. Doing this, Woody moves a little too far to the passenger side. The right rear tire has about a 2.5 foot wall to climb up.
He's right there.
Here Woody tries to bump it up the rock, but with a big climb for the rear tires, it is usually unsuccessful.
That's a big wall. Yeah, I see that. That's bigger. I'd start back.
On another attempt, Woody starts further down the obstacle to avoid the big climb for his rear tires. As he tries to use momentum to climb, his vehicle won't because the front driver is on the rock wall. Woody has one more shot from here to climb up from where he is. You can see the passenger rear not turning as Woody pulls the cutting brake. Once crossed up, Woody engages the rear locker and the vehicle starts to climb.
Oh yeah! There it is!
Now he'll disengage the rear locker and pull the driver's rear cutting brake to force the front to climb the wall on the left. The rear hasn't disengaged yet, which is why you hear the brakes squealing and the front pushing rather than climbing.
Thanks for joining us. For more trail tips, continue down on the trail with us. Don't forget to jump on rockcrawler.com for trail and trip reports, new product releases, and the craziest event coverage. Also, like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, as we are always posting cool new photos of all the trails and trips we're on.